the word?
Sir, you were at the best Summer Madness of all time, which is Summer Madness 2, right?
Yeah.
A lot of conversation was, I don't know, could this touch that? The battles on the card. I wasn't jacking that. I'm just letting you know what some people were saying in the culture. Sir, how was tonight's festivities, man? Can we go there first?
It was an all right night. I would give it like 6.5, maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't know if I could even go to 7. You know what I mean? It's like 6.5.
Wow. Surprises tonight. What surprised you the most tonight?
The shotgun Suge shit, man. Yeah, like I knew Suge could win, but how he won, it was like it was dominating. Like shotgun Suge, I love to see it because so many people counted him out. Niggas doubt him. I feel like he's underrated, and that nigga's just been on one. So, you know what I mean?
Is Suge underrated when he's been there for a decade though?
Yeah, I feel like Suge is underrated for sure. But shout out to Chess though. Chess is one of the greatest niggas doing it too. It's just, you know what I mean, like I can't, because Black was saying if it's a condition or whatever, but I'm like, yo, that anxiety is high. Like it takes a lot to get up there. Like sometimes, even though I did do it or whatever, that's because the water was hot when I threw up. But it be times when you feel like that and you gotta just calm yourself down. So that should be tougher for others. But Suge was just in rare form. So to me, that was like what I'm saying, with everybody on the card, I honestly left there feeling like confidently Shotgun Suge was performer of the night.
Wow, I could MVP go to Suge.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. To me, that was like the surprise of the night. You know what I mean? Word.
Swamp, I would give him the surprise of the night, DNA. I don't know how you feel about that. I'm giving it a Swamp.
So like in the building, everybody had it 2-1 Swamp. And to be honest, I thought when I went on the internet, I would see the same thing, but it looks different. It's like 50-50 on the net. So that's why I didn't give him the shock of the night, because it's like, that building changes from how it is on the net. Like, I literally thought, like, yo, I'm going to go online and they're going to say, yo, Swamp clearly got it. But niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas is blaming the crowd, saying all that. Like, you know what I mean? So I do feel like, I mean, before you get to your next question, shout out to Rock. Yeah, that was a bad move. I thought he would. I mean, that like, even if you really feel that way, you wouldn't. Just not smart to go. I mean, like, you got to know where you at, what you talking about.
Are we talking about the raccoon line?
Yeah. Like what I'm saying is like, even if you had it in there, right? Because we all have shit that we don't know how it's going to land. Once they didn't like it, I would have just improvised. You know what? I'm sorry. I love raccoons. Know what I mean? Just to make it a joke easy. Once he continued, it was like, I mean, you knew it was going to get nasty. But he ain't give a fuck. So I respect it. That nigga went to the crowd. Give me all that. I love it. So I'm like, all right, Rock.
Now, he threw a couple F-bombs to the crowd after the raccoon thing. I don't know if that was a good thing, because it kind of reminded me when Real Sick did the Atlanta rhyme in Houston. The A-Town stopped in Houston. Like, you got to know where you're at almost there and everything like that. Do you think Rock antagonizing the crowd also with the raccoon played a part? Were they being too sensitive?
Absolutely. I mean, like, you got to think, people that's not from there is going to say it's sensitive until somebody says something from your city that, you know what I mean, has value to you, or, you know what I mean, the event happens there. So you always get that. You always get people that's not in the building like, they was, you know what I mean? But I really don't want to take away that it was a great battle. After the first, I kind of thought it was good night for Swamp. And then that second was vicious. Mama knows best. The seat buckle line, like he was rolling. He was in rare form. So like, aside from the crowd, it was a good battle. You know what I mean? First went to Rock, second went to Swamp, live in the building. For me, third went to Swamp. I have to watch it back and give it something different. But yeah, great battle nonetheless. You know what I mean? That was a great back and forth.
What are we doing with Swamp DNA? This man was not supposed to get far in the tournament. He beat Suge, he beats Fonz, he beats Nitty. And with all due respect, D, I had him 2-0 beating JC going into the third, even though it is what it is. And if he beats Tay Rock, what are we doing with DNA with Swamp and Cody and Champion of the Year and all this, most improved battle of the year and all this talk?
So, right, going into this, if JC would have even had a debatable with Surf, I think we would have known who we was giving Champion of the Year to at this moment in September, even though we got like 3 months left. But after that going as bad as it did, it's like you gotta Swamp is like looking like a front runner right now. You know what I mean? He had Dot went crazy with him, won in the debatable with Suge, did the impossible versus Nitty, followed up, got the W versus Fonz. People say if he ain't slip up against JC, he would have had the 120. And now a debatable battle with Rock that people in the building feel like he won. It's like whoever Swamp want to battle next, they gotta be available. They can't. I mean, they can't turn that shit down.
Wow, man. Do you think that the crowd tuned Tay Rock out though? How much you think they tuned him out because of the rap shit? Because he had some shit though, D.
No, but what I'm saying is like that's a momentum shifter. That's why I was saying it wasn't smart. Not that you really don't believe it, but now it kind of messes up you getting a fair shake with your material because now they just not gonna fuck with whatever. Like in the rest of that round, he was still saying shit that was crazy, but you already know how it goes. Now you got them uneasy. The crowd is half of this, like 70% of the show. But what people missing when you kind of gotta respect it, Miss Katrina said it in the comments. I was saying this on the commentary. They booed Swamp too.
Yes. Good point.
So they ain't make no exceptions. Like
Swamp didn't antagonize the crowd like Rock did though, D.
Yeah. When they booed him, he took it. And then, I mean,
he just
got
took
right back to his bag. So you know what I mean? Like at that moment, that's when I had to say, all right, well, these niggas ain't biased because they ain't let Swamp skip away. Like he got booed too. So yeah.
Educate me on this because I was always under the impression, because I've been listening to you, interviewing all you guys for years, right? I thought the person that sets off the night has the easiest road for the night. Am I wrong on that? I've heard different people. Because I thought Danny and Fonz to me, I don't know if they set the tone tonight, respectfully.
Now, you know what it is? If you got some shit, yeah, it's easy. But if they not gravitating to what you're saying, like you could start off the night. Like I think they set it to be a tough night. You know what I mean? Being as then, yeah, it wasn't like a dominant. I think that battle could go either way. Danny clearly with the second, first edge defines. Third Danny was wilding. Like, yeah, you might have to give it to Danny in the building, but Fonz fought back crazy in the third. I'm saying. From how
I don't know.
He was down about 35 points after that second.
Who?
Fonz.
Like,
basketball. Yeah. He was down 35 after that second. He booed him the whole second, wasn't trying to hear him. And for him not to get rattled and then still come back in the third and end it on an explosive haymaker, like, that's what made me be like, all right. I mean, he clearly lost the second, though. How you called it? You gave Danny the first two?
I gave Danny, I got 2-1 Danny.
Second and third?
I gave Danny the third.
Okay. I can respect that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Right. Listen, I give Fonz credit for this. That man was not gonna let the crowd stop him from rapping. You know what I'm saying? You know, he just wasn't. You feel me? So I gave it to Danny 2-1. I thought the battle was okay. You know what I'm saying? We did Rock and Swap already, right?
Yeah.
I can't. I still. Now let's go ahead with Surf and JCD.
Okay.
I was under the impression, but listen, you sat right there between them yesterday, and I heard something. I listened to JC say, "I'm going to switch up some things." I'm thinking the flow and the faster pace was going to be picked up because he said he heard what fans were saying. I got gassed off a face-off. I'll be honest. I'm guilty of this. I got gassed off a face-off. I thought I had Surf 2-1 going into the battle, right?
Yeah.
But I thought JC was gonna come with some shit tonight. Not saying he didn't, D, but man, Surf won that battle convincingly to me, man.
Yeah. So what happened with me is going into it, I had Surf 2-1 just off the simple fact of, you know what I mean, the star power, the stage, you know, working. Surf knows how to write for that room and make it, you know what I mean, special. Yeah, after the face-off, you wasn't the only one. After that face-off, I'm like, hold on here. The way this nigga's talking, like he emphasized on, I'm gonna beat the dog shit out of you tomorrow. I'm like, oh my God, we in for a movie. But you know what I think happened, and I was saying this on caffeine, like JC got caught up in Surf's character. Like Surf would troll you, get under your skin. So he wanted to go in there and pick his life apart. But you gotta remember, on a stage like this, nobody cares about that. You know what I mean? That's one. JC was the most direct in this battle he's
He
ever
was.
seen.
His
But
first round was very direct.
yeah,
Very direct.
but it's in the wrong setting, because you got to know who you're going against. Like JC using that approach against a Calico or Easy, if they got the same career, it works better because you're dealing with two talkers. Surf ain't going. Surf, the most Surf going to talk is in 2 bars. After that, he's on 100, and then it's the speed. You know what I mean? You got somebody that's rapping at 5 miles per hour and somebody that's going at 120. And they landing. There's no setups, there's no build up. It's just straight boom, 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 boom. You on a roller coaster the whole round. It's like you gotta know on that stage, you gotta know who you battling and how you battling. He could have talked to him, but the pace would have just had to been rapid. It would have just had to been in a different way of like constantly back and forth, rhyming them syllables, putting them words together. Like it would have had to been that for it to work. Like him just going in there trying to slow walk him. You can't slow walk Surf. Like you gotta match his intent. He's electrifying. Whatever you choose to do, you gotta be electrifying just as well, or it's not gonna work. And I feel like everybody that's battled him recently, they just go in there, and the things that he says tick them off so much. They go in there with the perspective of, yo, I'm gonna talk crazy to him. I'm gonna break Surf down. I'm gonna make people look at him crazy, and then he'll throw you off because he's not really talking about anything with you. He's just going in there bombing. So you know what I mean? It kind of like it looks crazy. And
the Chris Hansen line DNA.
First, I will say this: like second and third, I seen better Surfs.
Yes.
First
Yes.
round was phenomenal. He was on 10. You know
Spinning in the
what I
rain
mean?
like a Marion. That shit was hard.
Surf's first round is like he has one of them every battle now. It was the first with Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Both their second rounds are.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's no discredit to him, because you know what I mean? Like he's still doing enough to get the W in most people's eyes. So doesn't matter.
Educate me again. So am I under the impression that because I thought John didn't do this, Twerk ain't do this, everybody didn't do this, right? Personals, they don't work against Sue Surf. Is that
All right, put it to you like this. What you seen happen all night. Personals don't really work in battle rap at all.
It worked with Math and Hollow.
Yeah, because of that setting. That's a small room. That's a personal battle. And look, right? I'm gonna tell you why the reason it worked, right?
All right.
Personals only work in battle rap when they're new. So when you're telling people stuff that's already been out there, that's old, it becomes redundant. You gotta think. Now, I mean, I don't even want to bring up that situation, but in the in the Math and Hollow battle, whatever was being said was all new to people. Nobody ever heard it. You know what I mean? People heard about a Surf PPP situation or Surf doing this, doing that. So it's kind of old now. It's like it's already been touched on. We already know about it. The coaches said what they said. So now it's like when you see it, okay, it's just like JC with, if Surf would have talked to him about dancing, it wouldn't have hit.
Right.
The reason why the dancing hit is because he started performing with it and making it into bars. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he would have just sat there and was like, yo, you really danced with Chris Stokes, you took off your chain for a grown, they wouldn't have liked it. It's like Arsenal with a bus driver, DNA and the tooth or the machete. It's like, if you're not saying something that's new, you might as well just go all bars. And then it's always tough to do personals on a big stage, because just as many people as you think are tuned in to the blogs or your tweets, they not. You know what I mean? It may be 300 people that retweeted something that you bringing up, but it's a million people in here that don't know none of that. So it's like
Do you feel
bad thing.
you in the building? I thought JC was talking too much about rollerblades and skating too much a little bit and throughout the rounds.
No, and what I that's what I mean too. He was talking about him getting shot, and
right.
Like, this is what I'm saying, right? Surf is a good neutralizer. when he said that line to John, yo, I got some rounds that I still can't get out.
Get out, yeah.
He neutralized anybody talking about it because he set the bar high. Like, if you're not about to come with something on the level of that, like, we don't want to hear that shit no more. So he like, it's kind of like when we heard it, like that first one he had was hard though. The shit about what was it? You got your hand in everything except, know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was dope. That was fire. But then after that, it was like redundant.
So did JC? I don't know, DNA. What are we doing here? Because I think he got 30.
Yeah, it was the gentleman's for sure.
Did he really did he put up a fight in your opinion?
First round, yeah. After that, no.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, hell yeah. After watching, I thought he would win a round, and I also thought after the face-off, it was going to be one of those battles we couldn't call.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, man, like, this is a game of study and learning, you know what I mean? That's why the game of basketball gets played for so many years, because there's so much stuff for people to learn, to excel at. That's why I feel like battle rap will be around for a very long time, because it's like, no matter how great you are, it's always studying, always things you could do better, always things you could perfect. And it's like, JC's pen is so amazing, but he got to learn how to strike with that in those type of settings.
So,
you know what I mean?
Am I learning from you by you saying that JC didn't write too much for the big stage? Is that what we're saying?
I think he catered I think he felt like being more direct because this was a grudge match would work. So I think he did cater to it. I just think it was the wrong approach going against Surf. Like I said, if you face a talker, you have a better chance to talk to him. You facing a nigga that's like I'll be honest with you, the best person that had a chance to beat Surf on this run he's been on is Twerk if he was prepared. Because it's not talking. Twerk is not a talker. He's not a build-up nigga. It's boom, 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 explosiveness. That's what you need, you know what I mean, for a nigga like Surf. You need a nigga like Twerk, like that's just on you. A nigga like Rum Nitty. You feel me? Like, even somebody like DC Gotti, like, people don't consider him, you know what I mean, like, I guess a pen or whatever, but he's on you. Every two bars, you're gonna get something. He's rapid with it. Like, you gotta have that certain style to match up with somebody like Surf. So I just think it was wrong approach. And you know what I mean? That happens. Like, a lot of big fights, people overthink or they go with approaches that's not right because, you know what I mean, they want to do so well. But Sue Surf is like one of the greatest battle rappers ever. So I don't think just don't take away nothing from JC.
Let me ask you a question. When people talk about the pen and everything, right? DNA. I mean, everyone equates JC with this pen and everything like that. But you and I having a conversation about Surf beating a pen. Are we not saying? Can we say Surf has a pen also? How do you can't win a battle not having a pen at all, right?
You know what I think it is. I think people look at pens as being the most intricate things. I think that's always been the problem in hip hop. Like, a lot of people won't give, like, people do this, and I don't know if it's because he passed early or he just pulled a certain emotion, but like, Pac's pen is crazy. It's not the most wordy stuff, but it brings out of emotion, which is more dangerous than a nigga just being able to put a bunch of syllables together. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's safe to say Tupac has one of the greatest pens in hip hop. I feel like Biggie does too. The way he's able to, you know what I mean? Big won't rhyme more than 2 words. Sick is your average, pop a twist, next thing.
And move on, right?
Yeah. And then move on. Like, or he'll rhyme 3 words and move on. So it's like, no, he's not wordy. No, he's not like intergalactical, tactical. When I'm backing you shot, people look at that as always the lyrical or the pen.
Lyrical, spiritual. Yeah.
But it's like Big still was one of them L pens. So I think Surf is a crazy pen, and so is JC, but in 2 different rights. Like, Surf's pen may go a little farther because it can work in all settings, where JC's will more excel in a smaller setting because it's to every word. Like, Surf, it's a science in knowing how to write for a building. Like, we just sat here and seen him verse John, Calico, Twerk, Cortez, and JC, and he knows how to rock the room every single time in 5 different places: Houston, Cali,
New Orleans, right?
LA, Charlotte, I mean Raleigh, and now Charlotte. So 5 different locations, he's been able to set the building on fire, and he's not from none of these places, so you can't say it's, you know what I mean, hometown bias or this is somewhere he's from. So you gotta just be like, it's a science to what he's doing, and he knows what he's doing very well. So you gotta give him credit for his pen with that too.
Calico Easy, man, talk to me.
Calico and Easy. So this is a interesting battle to me because it happens so late in the night that I'm like, yo, how's it gonna go? Cal don't wait for the flip. He goes crazy out the rip. I love Calico's first round. I love that he just didn't wait for smack, that he just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, John as service specialist, face it, he is. Nigga's different. Nigga's different. To me personally, I had Cal in the first round.
Me too. I
had Cal in the first round. Cal's second round was wild too, but Easy lost his mind in that second. Like I'm talking about when Cal hit them flow pockets. I'm an entity. You a mini me. You a thin. Like when he start getting into that, Cal's one of the.
Does he have top 5 flow in battle rap history?
Absolutely, hell yeah. Calico's flow is unmatched.
Good Lord, man.
Insane. But yo, it's like Easy realized what was going on with, I think, and he was in rare form. Like that powder line he had a lot of shit. I mean, nigga, with the dog shit, you was getting arrested for the shit I was feeding them niggas. Like
that was hard.
Yeah,
the D1 line was tough also. That was hard.
Yeah, and then I had Easy in the third too.
Me too.
I think Easy got it 2-1. I think it's a dope battle though. I think they definitely delivered. Now, I mean, being that they went late, because it's a lot of shit that I feel like if I would have heard early on, it would have got bigger reaction from both.
Yeah, I got
so late in the night. You know what I mean? Like it went down. But yeah, I had Easy 2-1, but it was a good battle though.
All right. DNA, man, I appreciate you taking your time to rock with me, King.
Yeah, got you.
My brother.
Yo, John is hilarious. He said so Cal do it.
Y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all do me a favor.